Alright people, this your homie Diddy Man for real, and this video right here is for gilbertblaze. He wanted me to give him a tutorial on how to use Windows Movie Maker. This is that tutorial right now. As you can see, I'm looking for the file that I'm getting ready to use for an example for him. I was doing the Titantron for the 4 Horsemen of YouTube, but I'm going to show him how to use Windows Movie Maker right now. The video that I'm using as a tutorial is the Titantron that I made for myself, for my character Jack Stone. Basically what I'm showing you right now is how to add it to the timeline. Now the timeline is basically what you use to be able to tell, you know, what you're editing, how you're going to edit. It shows the time of what you're editing and whatnot. You see what I mean? That's what I'm showing you right now. You got right click to it and do it. You can right click and go to add the timeline, or you can actually click and drag and drop it to the timeline. That is up to you on what you want to do. You can put it to the music, audio part of it, or you can put it to the video part of it. It works either way. When you play it, you see that it plays. It is a real video. It's, you know what I mean? Forgive it for being so fraggy and slow, but I have snagged it. That's how it always does. In any event, when you're editing, when you want to know how to edit a video and you want to edit it at a certain point, you basically take this green arrow that's right here and you drag it to a certain spot where you want to edit at. Now for me, I have to go get something else to add to it. So you can basically go to your digital video camera, import from there, import from your video section, import from your pictures or your audio and music. For me, I need to import audio because I want to show you how to import and add audio to whatever video you're doing too. That's just in case you want to add music to it or whatnot. So usually you use either WMV files, which is Windows Movie Video files, or Windows Movie Audio files, or as always MP3 files. We're using an MP3 file, and I'm going to my picture section to import a picture. Just to use as an example, it don't matter what picture, but I'm going to use my picture because it's my damn tutorial. So, fuck everybody else. Jack Stone picture coming up. And that's what I import. You can see they're both right there. Now, they're imported. They're there for me to use. And when I need to use them, I go right to them. And basically, I can drag and drop them right there. But how can I do that? And there's a video in the way. Well, that's very simple. As you're going to see right now, you take that green arrow to the spot where you want to put it at, and you go to a simple thing. You go to a simple thing called split. Split allows you to cut your video into bits and pieces. How many pieces is up to you? I now cut my video into 2 pieces. I right click on it, I go to cut. Do not go to remove, because if you remove it, you will not get it back. You have to do it all over again. Go to cut. You cut it and you can paste it right back as if it never left. Just wanted to let you know that you can do that. Now, I've just put my picture in between 2 parts of the video. So now when it plays, it goes to my picture. Now, if you can't hear it because this is a tutorial, when I did that, it actually cut out the music. It made the music seem like it skipped the beat or something. And what I just did was I cut the picture down to be smaller. I shrunk it so it could be smaller and take a smaller time of cutting off the music, but it still don't sound right. So I tried something else. This is something that you could basically do too, but that's only, you know, if you just messing around trying to learn it. You can actually slide the picture all the way into the video. You can slide the picture all the way into the video till you barely notice it, but the problem is it fades in and it also fades the sound away. So when that happens, you're basically back where you started from. It's just basically the same thing. So now, I'm getting ready to take that whole thing back out after I mess around with it some more. Gonna play with it again just to show you exactly what I mean. When my picture fades in, the sound fades out. So it's pretty much the same problem. So there is a solution to that problem. and it's very easy. Let me just take this picture out. Just take the picture out. Also, when you're dealing with something that goes way past the timeline, you literally can just use these tools. Wait a minute. Nah, I forgot what I was doing. Okay, never mind. I know what I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna go to the clip. Gonna go to clip, go to audio, and go to mute. When you do that, you're basically killing the sound. When you kill the sound, it allows you to re-edit the sound to your choice. So that's the best thing to do when you're editing a pre-existing video that already has sound in it. Now, that very same video that I was having a sound problem with, I no longer have a sound problem with because it has no sound. And I can add into it any sound effects that I want without having to worry about how it's going to sound. So with that done, I can now just remove it because I no longer need it. And also, I'm just going to show you basically how many times you could basically split your video. You could infinitely split it. You could go on forever splitting it. You can literally just split it until you can split it no more. And it's real rare where you can't split it no more. Very rare. So we're going to just undo all that. There's two ways to undo. You can undo from your edit box, or you can just undo from the little arrow that I'm clicking on right now. That is undo. You can literally just undo all the way back to the beginning. You can also redo it if you want to, but if you don't need to, you just continue to undo. And now we're back to where I started from with my clip as a whole, uncut, unedited. My original video is back. And like I said before, if you don't like for it to be stretched out all the way that it is, you can always use the zoom functions to unzoom it from the timeline. With that being said, there's a whole bunch of other things you could do. When you practice with it good and long enough, you'll be able to do so many different things with it. It's actually quite incredible how good Windows Movie Maker is, even though it's kind of cheap. Me personally, if I knew how to use it, I would use either Adobe Premiere, Pinnacle Studio, even though that's kind of cheap too, or in other cases, Sony Vegas, but I have to learn how to use that too. So right now, I just use Windows Movie Maker. Windows Movie Maker has a bunch of functions to it. Lots of effects, lots of other things you can do with it. And if you notice, I have a bunch of videos up because I'm working on the 4 Horsemen of YouTube's Titantron. I have the Jericho up there. I have Big Man 815, Cool Nerd 2736, Nightmare Baller 1. Even though a couple of his videos I actually downloaded as I forgot exactly what it's called, but I know it's not a good file format to try and download. So right now I'm editing and working on his to make sure they're of good quality. And then once I get his videos, I can complete the Titantron, and basically that'll be it. So right now I'm getting ready to show you about the timeline, most likely the timeline once again, and the clips. But I think I'm getting ready to remove this video and use another video. So yeah, I'm gonna remove it. I don't need it. I'm gonna basically start from an unedited video that I never edited before. So I'm gonna go to my video files and just pick out a match that I did. No, that's not mine. No. Oh, there we go. That's my match that I did at NEW New Epic Wrestling. Shout out to Tom, X-Man, everybody over there. Can't wait to see you all February 16th. Alright, back to the tutorial. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is mute it. I'm mute it because basically I'm going to show you about the sound like I was talking to you about before. Also, like I said before, I'm going to also show you about how to edit the video for YouTube. Like I told you before, when you don't want to basically have to keep going and trying to search throughout the whole entire timeline, you can actually shrink the timeline to fit, so you can just edit it from a smaller space. So that's what I just did. I'm getting ready to show you about how to edit for YouTube. Basically, we're gonna pretend like this video is 15 minutes long, and you can't have it for 15 minutes long. We're gonna cut the video out after splitting it. Do not remove it. Like I told you, if you remove it, it's gone for good. You have to start it all over again. You're going to cut the video, that way it's saved to its memory. You can paste it back. We're gonna go to publish movie. When you publish movie, you got a bunch of publishing options, but for me, it's always this computer. The DVD and the other things, you know, I don't really agree with. Next, you're gonna make a file name. We're just gonna call this 8. As an example, you're gonna choose where you're gonna save your video to. Next is you get these saving options. For the YouTube part of it, I always use compress to. Compress to allows you to pick the number to compress the file to. You can compress it between whatever number they currently give you, like that number 12, or you can raise it up to whatever number they allow you to. Mine was 30, so I was with 12 to 30 megabytes. That has to do with resolution. The more you compress it, the more resolution you lose. The higher the file, the higher resolution. Just letting you know. This at the bottom shows you your file size and everything. I don't need to save, so I don't. I'm gonna paste my video back to where it was. Okay, pasted the video back to where it was. I'm also gonna highlight it and combine the clips. Now, if you notice, it won't let me combine. That's because I had the video in the wrong spot. You have to make sure the video is not only of the same file, but it's in the right spot. Now I can combine it. Combine, and now my video is whole again. Now, what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to, most likely, right about now, I'm probably going to show you how to do transitions to your video. Yeah, most likely I'm going to show you how to do transitions. Basically, as you can see, I split my file again. I got 2 pieces of a file now. And now I'm getting ready to go and do transitions. Oh no, actually I'm going to show you basically about selecting all on a clip. My bad. Okay, that's just showing you how to select all while it's on the timeline and combine your clips. Okay, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can select it directly from the clip and then go to combine, or you can go to edit, select all, and then combine. Either way is fine. Alright, now I believe, if I'm right, because mind you, I already did a tutorial before I actually started recording this. So now I'm going to split it, and now I'm going to transitions. Okay, now as you can see, we're on a transition screen. This allows you to pick how your video is going, or your clip. Your video or your clip is going to begin. So you get a whole bunch of different transitions you can use. I'm going most likely to pick shatter. I like the shit shattering, and I've always been a fan of that ever since Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can also preview the effect before you use it, so this way you get to see how it looks before you add it to your clip. Go to add the timeline. That way it is now added to the timeline. So now, as you can see, it's showing you that it's getting ready to go into that effect right now. Also, I'm going to show you about the sounds. You see how the audio popped up, right? Whenever you go do a transition, the audio pops right up. It don't pop up before, but now that it popped up because of you added a transition, now you can directly edit your audio directly from there. You no longer have to go to the clip part to edit your audio. You can edit your audio directly on the timeline. So that's good. So now, whenever you want to edit your audio, you click on the audio, and you can also split the audio too, just so you know. So you click on the audio. Sometimes it splits your video, sometimes it doesn't. If you're lucky, it doesn't. You can actually mute and unmute certain parts of your video depending on what you want. So now, let me undo that. So now, while the rest of your video is silent, that's loud, or while the rest of your video is loud, that can be silent. I'm just showing you that you can do a whole bunch of things, as long as you know what you're doing. Now, just to let you know, the MP3 files and whatnot, when you click on them, they don't split your video too. That only happens when you have a video that has audio already attached to it. So, I'm going to basically combine my clips again. Doing that right now, combining my clips. And I'm going to just click on it, most likely click on it one more time. Click on that and just show you that you can split your audio too. Your audio and your video can be split. In fact, anything that's on the timeline can be split, except for the title overlay. That doesn't get split. So, I'm just letting it play so I can let it show you the transition, that the transition actually worked. And just to remind you, whatever clip you split, the transition still remains on it because you added it to it in the first place. So right now, when we go to the end of this split clip, it's going to still have that transition. But now that it's split and it's its own separate part, you can actually make it have a different transition than the one that it had previously had on it. So even though it's going to show the shadow, it don't have to still be shadow. You can actually change it to like shadow right, shadow up, left, shrink in. You can change it to anything you want it to be. That's up to you. So now we're gonna basically do something different. From right, we're getting ready to pause this video, and we're getting ready to do something. I forgot what we're supposed to be doing. Oh, split again. Okay. And now add the timeline. As you can see, I went to stars 5 points. And now, even though this clip that I'm currently on has the shadow in transition, this clip that I just split in half will now have the stars transition. So now when you see that, it just transitioned from the shadow into the stars, and you can do that with any clip. You can basically switch the transitions up if you want. So now what I'm getting ready to do right here is basically I'm going to basically do something completely new. Most likely I'm going to basically combine all the clips. And just so you know, when you have transitions on the clips and you split them, if they are the same clip, you have to undo the transitions. You can undo the transitions by just moving the pieces of the video back away from each other, and then it allows you to combine the clips. If you have the transitions on the clips, more than likely it will not combine because of the transition. So you have to move the footage back some and make sure that it's in its own space and not interfering with the other clip. Once you make sure that's done, like so, once you make sure that's done, you're able to go, and then basically you're able to go and combine it. It looks like it's taking me long because I'm busy doing other things, but it don't take that long. It's actually quite simple. So right now my video's whole again. Getting ready to go all the way back to the beginning. As you can see, I'm all the way back at the beginning. So right now we're getting ready to go and try to add it to effect to the beginning of the video, but you can't because there's nothing for it to transition into. That's where your imported media comes in. That's what your imported media is what you're using to make your video. So I bring my picture back into this. My picture comes back into this so I can use transitions. Now I can transition my video because I have something to transition into. When you have nothing to transition into, it ain't gonna go nowhere. Also, you can add effects to it. I'm going to add a couple of effects to my picture. I'm going to add the threshold, and I'm going to add the grayscale. Now, that's going to create a little bit of a more unique look, but I want to do even more. So right now I'm going to split my picture. Yes, you can split your pictures too. And now I'm going to take the picture the other half of the picture and remove the grayscale effect that I previously added onto it. But I'm going to take it a step further and add the 3D ripple effect. So now I'm going to take this one and add the warp effect. And I'm going to add it. So now I have two different pictures with two different effects. So when I play it, you see one picture with one effect and one picture with the other, even though it's really two pictures. And now I'm going to add shatter to the video for my transition. So now I have one effect, two effects, three effects. Well, actually two transitions and three effects. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to show it to you one more time. I made the picture transition to another picture, which then transitioned into the video. So now we're on there. Now, if you notice, the sound is mad loud. You can see that just by looking at the waves on the audio. The sound is mad loud. I'm going to show you how to basically edit the sound, edit it down so you'll be able to have it at a, good volume. For now, I'm going to mute it because I want to show you about adding audio to your video. We take the MP3 that I already had downloaded, add it to the video. This is from Picnic Face Super Bingo. Super Bingo is a funny ass video. Y'all need to watch that. I just added Super Bingo to it, and now all you hear is Super Bingo. You do not hear the original audio. You hear nothing but a Super Bingo. You would be hearing nothing but Super Bingo if I had it on anyway. I don't have it on. Like I said, this is a tutorial. So, if I had it on, you would be hearing Super Bingo right now. So, that's all you're hearing on the video. You ain't hearing the original audio of it or anything. You're just hearing Super Bingo. Picnic Face Roof. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to show you how to mix and match the audio. Since right now with the original audio would drown out the Super Bingo, I just went and turned down the volume. You can just right click on the audio and basically adjust the volume until you get it to the right thing, just like I did. It's not that hard. Now we have two existing audios mix and matching with each other to give you like a different sound experience or whatnot. If you have Adobe Sound Booth, I would suggest you use it. You would have much more in sync audio. You know what I mean? You can make the tracks sync up to each other a little better. With Windows Movie Maker, you could do that, but not as good. It takes a lot of time with Windows Movie Maker to make them sync up just right. So, get ready to go and turn the volume down just a little bit more to sync up a little bit more. So this way the waves match each other, at least to some extent. It's not going to match each other completely because it is two completely different audios, but the waves match up so this way one doesn't drown out the other. So now right now they're pretty much equal, and basically they're both playing together as one. So that's just about it about that. Now we're going into the title and credits. Now for this, it's going to take a long time before it transitions into that. As you can see, my computer is now not responding because of how long it takes. It's freezing. But it's not freezing bad enough for me not to go on the internet, so more than likely we're getting ready to go to the internet, check out a little bit of YouTube while we're waiting, because I am not cutting off the fucking tutorial for no damn reason whatsoever. I am leaving it on. I am finishing recording this. It's been about 3 days since I told Gilbert that I was doing the tutorial that day, so gonna go to YouTube. This is my man Spinning That One's page. I'm glad he's back and everything. And basically, we're gonna go to my page, because in the end, my page is all that really matters. Spinning That, you cool, but I like my page more. And I just went and checked to see if the movie maker back working. It's not. And we're gonna watch my page in all its glory. Look at all the comments I got, bitches. Oh yeah, I'm important to someone, somewhere. I'm important to nobody. Okay, window movie maker still not responding. Alright, gonna check out a video. No, I already seen that video already. That shit was fucking funny. Gonna go to my favorites. YouTube is my life. That is true for so many motherfucking people. And we're gonna watch the top 10 moves of Loki by Suicidal Dragon. Suicidal Dragon is one of the best fucking people on YouTube simply because of the fucking wrestling moves that he showed. Some of these wrestling moves I would never have the opportunity of seeing if it wasn't for this man. So big ass shout out to Suicidal Dragon right now. I'ma just take a small talking break and let you enjoy the choppy version of Suicidal Dragon's video. His video looks a lot better than this. It's just that my capture software is cheap as hell, so bear with us. Enjoy.
During the next 9 years, Gregot's parole hearings will continue to be closely watched by supporters of Ranger Guard. Protest campaigns against the inmates' release will become an annual event. Whenever we're informed.
Oh, yeah. Let me add this. Suicidal Dragon also uses Windows Movie Maker. So, if you notice, he's using the simplest task possible for making his videos. He's using basically some of the same things like I was telling you about. So just wanted to show you all that. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to check my Windows Movie Maker again. Make sure it's all good. By the way, this is Suicidal Dragon. Like I said, he got every wrestling move that you would ever want to see. Alright, so now we're getting ready to do the titles and things, that title overlay. You're only going to really need 2 of these, because title at the beginning and title and credits at the end is pretty much self-explanatory. So we're just going to focus on title before the selected clip and title on selected clip. Title before selected clip is basically the title that appears right before the clip happens. Title on selected clip allows the title to be displayed while the video is playing. So we're just going to put up any title. It don't matter what it is. Numbers, letters, whatever. This is just for explanation. Now, the top part of this, of the credits, where the 3, 2, 1 is basically the main title. And the 741 is the subtitle. Now, you have to remember this. For the title effects that we're on now, there's 3 parts. There's titles, 1 line, which only lets you see the main title. You get no subtitle. Then there's 2 lines. See, I'm just letting it show again. Then there's 2 lines. 2 lines basically is self-explanatory too. You get the main and subtitle. And credits is basically just like at the end of the movie. You basically put who did it, whatnot, all of that. Now, this is where the effects, not effects per se, but this is where basically the editing to the text comes in. You can change the color of the text to anything you want. You can change the font size, you can change the transparency. The only thing you can't change is the background, because when you're doing title on a selected clip, you get no background to change. Otherwise, you would be able to change the background too. You can make the text bold, italic, underline, just to show you, but we're not going to have underline for mine. You can also change the font size. You can change the font size to whatever font you have installed on your computer. most likely you have the most basic fonts installed, so you won't see whatever fonts that I use. But I have like 50,000 fonts, so you know, there you go. So when you add that to the selected title or whatever, you could edit how long it remains on screen. It could be on screen anywhere between 3 seconds and 10 minutes, depending on how long you want. In fact, it could be on for hours on end if you wanted to. I'm just saying, you could basically make it last forever, for infinity. As you can see, it's still on there right now as it's playing, because I added it to basically last for exactly however long I made it last for. I'm not going to give a specific time, but there you go. Once it finished, that was it. And when you're done, you already know what to do. You basically go to publish movie and whatnot. But there's another thing here called auto movie. Now, auto movie just takes whatever clips you have, pictures you have in your imported media, and it makes an automatic movie out of it. You can pick what type of automatic movie depending on what you want. Now, I per se have rarely ever used this due to the fact that it shows things that you may not want it to show. Simply put, if you're making a Titantron like I make, you want it to show nothing but the best of what you do. But that rarely ever does that. It does it. It tries to analyze it itself, and it puts what it thinks is best. Plus, it takes a hell of a long time doing it. So I rarely ever use it. It's only there in case you're lazy and you don't want to create your own stuff. I don't ever really use it. So that's about it. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you about. I already went through the transitions, effects, title and credits, the importing, the publishing, all of that. Randy0136, Cool Nerd 2736, Big Man 815, Wrestling Master 1, Nightmare Baller 1. Your Titantron will come as soon as I'm finished with it. I have not been bullshitting you. I told you I was going to do it. It's going to be done sooner or later. Most likely later. But in any event, gilbertblaze, I hope this answers all your questions. I'm going to talk to you later, and I'm out. This has been Diddy Man For Real, signing off. Later, people.